Hello and welcome back to the Knitting Page podcast. If you're new here, my name's Paige and I'm the face behind the Knitting Page. So today I have one of my favorite styles of videos for you. I have my seasonal planning video where I'm going to talk about yarns I plan to use, patterns I plan to knit, and one of my favorite processes in this is making a little bit of a mood board. So, if you're a returning viewer and you've been here for a while, you probably know that my seasonal plans can be a little bit, shall we say, a little bit ambitious, to say the least. And this year I'm really trying to make a reasonable planning video. It's the winter, I have Christmas break, I also have March break. I've been really leaning in on the cozy side. Anyways, I think I only have 5 or 6 patterns where usually I have 15. And so we'll see if I can get through them or at least make progress on a lot of them. Some of them can transition from winter to spring, but I'm excited about these patterns. Some of them I've been eyeing for a while. If you watched my December plans video, you know that my goal for right now is to work down what's on my needles, and I'm really proud to say that I have been doing a really good job at that. So I wanted to start by showing you my mood board for winter 2025. Usually I include winter as December, but I feel like December is its own special month when it comes to knitting plans because of gift knits, trying to wrap up the end of the year. And for me, winter is going to be January, February, and March. And so I created this little mood board going off of the yarns that I plan to use and trying to find these images that relate to my projects in terms of a color story. So I have this dark, rich chocolate that I'm going to be using, or I guess that represents this Rowan Kid Classic in this nice dark brown color. This is color 00914. So a nice dark, there's kind of some little bits of tweediness in it, but overall just a nice rich dark color. And so I was like, you know what, that's going to be dark chocolate. And I will share in a moment what I plan to knit with this. You'll also see some bark or some wood, and that is for this yarn here. This is Chunky Roving Retreat by West Yorkshire Spinners. It is a blue-faced Leicester. It is like a roving, so it's very, very loosely spun, and I have a really fun plan for this. You'll also see some blueberries in the bottom left, and that is for this wonderful yarn, which is Gilead by Duram Natura, and it's just this lovely, rich navy color with a bit of heathering in it, which I really love. I like a solid color, but I am way more drawn towards something with a nice heather in it, and so that is what this Gilead is giving, and I'm so excited to share what I'm casting on with this. You'll also see a snow scene, or snow mountain scene. I'm planning to use up some Drops Flora in my stash for that one. You'll see a purple flower scene, and that is for these two beautiful yarns that I'm going to hold together. This lovely cashmere sock and some knitting for Olive Kid Silk Mohair in the color Unicorn Purple. And then you'll also see the Whale, which is kind of a mix of these two yarns. I kind of forgot about this I guess I have 7 plans. I kind of forgot about this one, which is Tweed Supreme by Majo. And I kind of forgot about it, but this is going to be a bit more of a long-term knit, and I need your opinion on what I'm going to knit with this. And then I also have my Germantown in this slatey whale blue. That is another project that I've actually already begun. So now I'll get to what I'm actually making. That's the mood board, that's the color story for this winter, and I'm really, really excited to knit with it. I love, love, love blue. If you've been here for a while, you'll know that I constantly am knitting with cool blues. I also have really been loving browns, hence this bark chocolate. Part of me wanted to throw some coffee in kind of color story. And then who doesn't need a nice white garment? So I will start with what I've already casted on, and that is the olive vest from Knitting for Olive. So I'm using Germantown for this. I don't have a whole lot done because I have a lot of other projects that I want to get through, but I'm doing this as a knit along with one of my new knitting friends that I've met here in Halifax. We met up for coffee a couple weeks ago. We connected through Instagram, and we were like, we had a lot of the same. We both had the Knitting for Olive book. There's a few other projects we wanted to work on, and we both wanted to get rid of some of the yarn in our stash and work through our stash. And so we both had yarn for the Knitting for Olive vest in our stash, and we thought, how perfect, let's do a little knit along. And so we met up this week and we both casted on our olive vest. So I only have the collar started. I'm going to fold it down, but this is just a nice, simple, all over stockinette vest with some ribbing details at the collar, the armband, and the bottom. I'm super excited to have this. I have this one like really flowy navy dress from Abercrombie that I'd really love to wear, but it has quite a deep V, and so I really want to throw a vest on over top of it. I've worn it with my Lonely Leftovers vest and gotten a lot of compliments, but I want something a little more high neck, such as this Knitting for Olive vest. And so I'm very excited to have it. I've used Germantown twice before, so this will be my third time, and I actually have one more garment quantity in my stash for another potential garment in the future. So that is my first plan, and it started, and I am so excited to meet up with my friend and continue to knit with her and see this continue to grow and turn into a garment. I also just, in terms of vests, love that there's no sleeve island and the little armband details fly off the needle so quickly. This is knit. I'm using a worsted weight yarn. It calls for a DK, but I'm using what I have in my stash. And if it's a little bit more chunky, so be it. But I didn't want to go buy new yarn for it. And I think this like slatey blue color will be really lovely for the winter. And I think I could also rock it as a top on its own. We'll stick to the blue whale picture. And the other yarn that kind of coincides with the blueberries and the blue whales, but just for that blue color story, is the Tweed Supreme. So I want you to look at this yarn. Hopefully this is in focus. But it has this, it's navy with these lovely little bits of dark blue, light blue, and orange speckled in between. My plan for this is to knit a skirt. And I have 3 contenders, and I need your help to help me decide which one I'm going to cast on. Okay, well, I guess I'll show you the first contender because it's in my Sandnes Garn DIY 2311 book, and that is the Nova. And for the Nova, I would like love this set in a navy color. I love the burgundy, but like I'm a navy girl through and through. And so doing this yarn in the Nova skirt I think would be super darling, and then buying some yarn later on to do the matching sweater would also be really cute. I should say for all of these yarns, or all these patterns, there's a matching cardigan or sweater to knit with it for a full set little moment. But my hesitation with this is that I have, as you'll see, a lot of textured knits planned for this fall, for this winter, and this is a fisherman's rib skirt, I believe. And so it's not going to be super mindless. I can't just like turn my brain off and knit. And so I'm wondering if it's maybe not the right time to cast on this piece right now. But on the other hand, I think it could be a nice, really like a long process knit, and that, you know, I could finish it in the spring or the summer and just have this long process knit on my needles. I've also never done fisherman's rib, so it could also not be in fisherman's rib, but it's like where you have to like knit one, purl one, and then knit down into like the row below. So whatever that's called, if you want to like let me know in the comments, please do. But I'm obsessed with how cute this piece is. And the other pro for doing this particular one is the other 2 skirts I'm going to talk about are tight, and I'm just worried about the see-throughness of the skirt, where this one is loose, and so I feel like it wouldn't be too tight on my bum. So that's kind of the pro for this one, as well as like a skill extender. I do have another stockinette piece planned for this winter that can be my mindless knit. So that was the first skirt option. The second skirt option is the Dream skirt by WenBen. This cute little wrap skirt, all stockinette. This would also be a skill extender because this skirt is steeked. I've never steeked before. I'm super intrigued to steek. I really want to do a colorwork, all over colorwork cardigan from one of the Sandnes Garn booklets, but I'm a little intimidated to start that, having never steeked before, and so I figured that knitting the Dream skirt could be a good way to like get my toes wet and try it, and I could knit the Dream cardigan to match for a little piece. My only hesitation is that would it be see-through on my bum? I guess the pro to the wrap skirt is that I could tie it like a little looser and potentially not have as much tightness around my bum. But this is initially what I bought this yarn for. But the Nova skirt, I was at my knit night a couple days ago, and we got looking through my booklets, and it was just like, that pattern's so cute. But so is the Dream skirt, and I do know that it would give me that mindless stockinette, pick it up, throw it in my bag, have something easy to work on that I like initially had planned for this. The other option is also a skirt by WenBen, and it is the thin skirt that has the thin sweater to match with it. But I actually already have yarn in my stash for that skirt that I bought a while ago, but I'm okay to like switch things around, and because plans can change, I can change my mind. But those are the three skirts: the Nova skirt, the Dream wrap skirt, or the Dream skirt. I don't know if it's Dream wrap skirt or Dream skirt, and the thin skirt. And please let me know which one you think would be the best for this lovely Tweed Supreme yarn. Alrighty, let's stay on the blue theme. The next yarn is the Duram Natura Gilead, and I am planning to knit the Billie pullover with this. So I go to this lovely knit night with a group of people from Halifax on Thursday nights, and we got talking, and we're gonna do like a little like Billie knit along, or like textured knit along for the winter. And so I was looking through my stash. I have Brooklyn Tweed Shelter, but I really want to knit the cardigan out of it because I want more of like, it seems so rich and fluffy and structured, and I think I would prefer a cardigan to be like that rather than a pullover, where I haven't swatched with this yet, but I'm thinking I could potentially get a little more drape than I can with the Shelter. My plan is to knit a size up from my recommended size just for a little bit more positive ease, and I did just buy the pattern from the like Sari Nordlund Christmas countdown sale, which is super exciting, and I think that it's going to make such a lovely piece. I love navy, and there's like, it's funny, some of my students like, do you know a pattern to match this like Aritzia sweater? And the Billie pullover is pretty close to that. One of my friends wore that Aritzia sweater in navy to like a little fall party we had, and she looked so good in it. And I was like, man, I really want a navy cabled sweater. And then my friend at knit night was like, that's so perfect. Plus like, it's navy, it's nautical. You'll get like full year use out of it because you can wear it to the beach, and you can wear it like to Lunenburg and be all like cute and nautical in my all over cabled sweater in this beautiful navy color. So that's what I'm gonna do with this yarn. Super excited I'm probably gonna swatch with it just to make sure that it has what I'm looking for and that it will work, but really excited to have the Billie. The next one is the Bark, and this is the Drift Jacket by Rose Knitwear. I've swatched for this. I don't know how I feel about the swatch. It's very drapey, and I don't know if that's what I want for the jacket, and so I'm debating about getting an additional yarn, either a mohair or a sock yarn, to hold with this just to give it a bit more oomph. I am using the Chunky Roving Retreat by West Yorkshire Spinners for this. I'm excited to use this yarn. It is so soft, it's so wonderful, but I am thinking about getting an additional yarn to hold with it just to give it a bit more structure for a jacket. I want to be able to wear this in the spring as an outer layer, as well as like maybe on a warmer winter day as an outerwear. And right now I just feel like this is too drapey for what I'm looking for. And so I think I will hold another yarn with it. I'm gonna go to my local yarn store, Fia, bring the swatch and kind of color match and see, can I find a yarn that goes with it. Or the other option would to be, this is knit on 8mm needles, would be to size down to like 6.5 and knit a size up. So let me know, do you think size down 6.5 and or get an additional yarn to hold with it? The appeal to this is that it's like this beautiful all over cabled jacket, but it's knit on 8mm needles. So it's just gonna fly off the needles. And this was like so addicting to do the little swatch. I can't even imagine how addicting it's going to be to knit the entirety of this jacket. So let me know, size down, get another yarn, or stay as is. Alrighty, the next pattern that I'm planning to knit also comes from our girl, Sandnes Garn DIY 2311, and that is, dun 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 dun, the Bonnie sweater. Look at this. Look at it. It's so beautiful. And like in this cream over here, like I love the pink too, but come on, this is timeless. It's ageless. It'll look good no matter who you are or when you're wearing it. You'll always look good wearing this sweater. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I have Drops Flora in my stash. And so I'm debating, do I hold Drops Flora held double? I will swatch and get your opinion in an upcoming podcast. But I want to swatch with Drops Flora held double, or I swear I put that guy in there. Do I hold a mohair with it and go Drops Flora with a mohair? Here's the thing. This year I really want to try to work through my stash. I have enough Drops Flora to hold double. I would have to go and buy some mohair. My rule for this year is I can buy, well, it's like a soft rule because I don't do super well with super hard rules, but I can buy yarn to hold with yarns to finish a project. So like this, buying some like Knitting for Olive mohair to hold with my Drops Flora to knit this Bonnie sweater would totally work. But I'm also wondering if I did it in just Flora, would I get a bit more year-round wear out of this because mohair can be so warm. But mohair would also be so luxurious and lovely that I'm like, oh, in a nice sweater like that, like maybe I should spring and go for the mohair to hold with the Drops Flora. And then I'd have enough Drops Flora to do like another colorwork sweater that I've been thinking about as well. So those are the options, but I want to knit it in this like lovely off-whitey, I think this color's like something fog. And it's so beautiful. And Drops Flora is just like such a great workhorse yarn. I love me some alpaca. And so yeah, in the Bonnie sweater I think will just look so great in it. But I'm going to swatch with, this is just, I think this is Bernice by Duram Natura. But I am going to swatch with held double and then held with mohair and see what I like. But those are the options for what I'm thinking of. Okay, the last sweater that I want to knit this winter is going to be my stockinette Little Beast, but with some nice little delicate details, and it's my princess sweater. You can now refer to me as the princess page instead of the knitting page. But it's from this book, Making Memories by Claudia Quintanilla. I got this book gifted to me, so ad from Unit when they released it this fall. And, you know, starting a school year, moving across the country, totally like kind of restarting life meant I didn't really have a lot of time to film and think through things. But like we're settling in, we're getting our routines, and I have the capacity to do a lot, and I'm really excited. I'm gonna put a video out about like a 2024 reflection and a 2025 intentions and do a bit more of like a lifestyle-y video. So maybe you're only here for the knitting content, and that's super okay. You don't have to watch that video. But I also want to make this channel into me and not do what I want to do and like experiment with some video styles for this upcoming year. So I'm going to do a 2024 reflection and film that over my Christmas break, as well as my 2025 intentions. But this lovely, beautiful book has so many patterns in it, all of which are like delicate and feminine and super beautiful. My one thought was to do the Olympia and do it in a white and then have the ribbon be able to change out depending on like the season. So maybe it's Christmas and you have like a nice like regal red, or maybe it's Valentine's Day and you have a little pop of pink, or it's Easter and you have like a pale blue. and you get the point. But you could change the bow for like the accent of whatever holiday it is. I still really like that idea, but again, I didn't have the yarn in my stash to do this right away, and I really want to work through my yarn. But one sweater did pop out when I was looking through this. I mean, a lot of them popped out at me, but one in particular that I was like, I could 200% knit that. And that is the Gardenia. And it's this beautiful raglan sweater. It has like this wide boat neck, which I just think is so beautiful. And the best part is this. These little pearl embellishments on the sleeves just look so dainty, so feminine, so like princess core. And I have this beautiful, wherever it went, I have these beautiful yarns that just scream princess. And my house at school is the purple house, and how cute would it be to wear this purple sweater every house color day? It would be so beautiful. It would be so lovely. And this little skill of like doing, I haven't really fully read through, but putting these little pearls on, like I love wearing pearl jewelry, and having a little sweater to match in this beautiful purple that's all over raglan, and it's knit with a fingering and a silk mohair would just be so beautiful. And it scratches that mindless stockinette knit itch. So that's the plan for that. Super excited to have this. I don't know, I just think she's so gorgeous and so beautiful, and I wanted to do like an all over colorwork sweater from this book, but I don't feel like I have that capacity to do it right now, and so we're sticking with just all over stockinette, but with a little bit of spice. So adding those pearl details, like, oh my gosh, this sweater is just going to be so beautiful, and I think it'll be such a great piece to have also to transition to spring and have this like fun purple, fresh pastel sweater. And I think purple is a little underrated, and like, oh my gosh, I can't. This is so, so beautiful. Okay. Oh, this is from a previous pattern, but I swatch and it's just like, oh, it's so lovely. And again, using yarn from my stash, so we love it. The last pattern that I want to knit this winter is the Beatrix cardigan, and that is in my Rowan Kid Classic. Purchased this yarn on sale from the Knitting Loft. It is a mohair and wool Aran weight yarn, I believe, with a little bit of polyamide. So there's like a polyamide core. It's a blown yarn. I think it would be so darling in the Beatrix cardigan. I'm really intrigued with that, with the saddle shoulder like cable construction, and then the all over waffle knit texture just looks so beautiful. So that is the plan for this yarn here. I haven't swatched with it, but in an upcoming podcast, I'll make sure I'll show you these swatches as they come. But I am really trying to finish the projects that I have on my needles right now, and I'm so proud to say that some long-term whips are making progress. So those are my plans for winter 2025. I'm super excited about them. I think they're more or less realistic. Like a vest, a skirt, some like, this is knit on 5mm, this is knit on 8mm, this is knit on 5mm. So like, we got some bigger, heavier knits, making time every day to knit. We'll see what I can get through, but that's kind of the picture. I really love the mood board of this year. I love the little pop with the neutrals. To me, navy's a neutral, and then the little pop of purple just is so darling. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this upcoming year ahead, and let me know below what you plan to knit. If you plan to knit any of these patterns with me, let me know. I think it'll be so fun, and until next time, see ya!